Hi everybody, I'm Samantha Burford with Wbontv.com. I am at Vintage 18 right here in the kitchen with Brandi Bowles with Vintage 18, and she's going to show us how to fix up some Louisiana style shrimp and grits. It's going to be fun today, so let's get started.
First Trust Bank has a brand new state-of-the-art facility here in Richmond. Stop in and ask about the products and services they offer. First Trust Bank is known for hometown people and hometown service. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, and MLS number 688788.
After I emptied the whipping cream, I put in 2 quarts of water. It's in here. And this, for the sauce, has a quart of whipping cream and 3 quarts of this water. A couple pinches of salt and pepper.
That saves a lot of time when you already have it all laid out.
Yes, it does. What is hard is I grew up in the kind of cooking you don't measure anything. You don't follow a recipe.
Okay.
So I had to make everything this morning in a different batch so I could tell you exactly what into what.
All right. See, I have to measure everything out and go specifically by the recipe.
So here is about 2 tablespoons of butter. Instead of using the water, you can use chicken broth, but I prefer, and most people do in the kitchen, we use chicken base. You can get this at your local grocery store. So this, as you can see, is just a huge tablespoonful of the chicken base. A little more, a little less, it's not gonna hurt anything.
Okay.
So this is everything that will go in your grits until the end. You wanna bring this to a boil. And when it comes to a boil, we use Quaker quick grits.
Okay.
Once you add the grits, it takes 5 minutes, but you have to continually stir, okay? We'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, I can handle that.
Okay.
I can stir for you.
So over here is the Cajun Creole sauce. So like I said, it had the whipping cream and the water, and then we're gonna do the same thing. If you will add this mixture, this has a pinch of pepper, a pinch of salt. Those are hot pepper flakes, about a tablespoonful, because it's spicy. So add that.
Okay.
Okay. And then in here is butter.
Oh yeah.
And
butter's good and everything.
And then there is your chicken base as well.
Okay.
They're very similar in how you begin them.
Yeah. I'm trying not to touch it since I don't have my gloves on yet until I'm actually...
So like I said, this is the sauce. Now, this sauce here that we're making can be used in many different ways. Most of your pasta sauces, your Alfredo sauces, this is the base. Butter, whipping cream, and the water, and then the chicken base. You can add Parmesan cheese only and garlic and make like a homemade Alfredo sauce.
Yes.
You can really play it up. The same thing with grits.
So those pepper flakes really kind of bring out that Louisiana style, right?
Yes.
A little spicy.
Yes. So both of these, while they're cooking, I'm gonna have you put on some gloves.
Okay, I can do it. Now I get to get my hands dirty.
Yes. I'm gonna have you cut it just like that.
All right, I can do that.
You could go to your local seafood department and get it already done for you, but we like to devein the shrimp, peel the shrimp, take the tail off here.
Right, and that takes a lot of time.
It does, it does. And then we season it with our in-house Cajun seasonings.
Am I cutting correctly?
You're fine, just a little too thick, a little thick, but it's okay.
So thinner.
Yeah, thinner.
Now, how long does this take, typically?
Totally, from start to finish, as you can see, the grits is starting to boil around.
Yes.
About 2 more minutes and it will be ready to go.
And then we'll pour the grits in.
Yes, and then that becomes the important part.
Okay.
If you don't stir your grits,
they'll stick.
They'll stick and they'll burn. So this is good enough. And normally, I walk away at this time and it boils all over the stove. But we're
not today,
no.
not today.
So I'm gonna turn it back on. And then if you would, this pops right off.
Now, am I putting the whole thing in there?
See?
Uh-oh.
Never fails. Yes. So the way, like I said, I don't typically measure, but for me, I use these pots every day. So I know my mixture ratio by this line of those bolts in this pan.
Right.
So I know that's how much of the mixture I need, and that makes 1 container of grits.
So I'm pouring the whole thing in.
You're gonna pour the whole thing in.
You ready?
Yep. Go ahead.
I see at home I would have dumped it in a lot faster, but for TV purposes, it looks good.
Yes. So you'll cook the grits for 5 minutes. Okay.
Do we have a timer? Is it like
Well,
our home in
I
here?
use this monitor right here.
Okay.
It has 12:24, so we'll
All
cook
right.
it till 12:29. You don't have to sit here and continually whisk them, but don't walk away. Like, I'll clean this off and I'll come over to here and stir this up.
And do a couple of little things
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
the 5 minutes is up.
We're gonna go ahead and turn this here on.
Look how fancy.
We're gonna put some butter in here. Everything's good with butter, right?
Yes.
Then I will have you just put this much of the sausage in there. In your skillet.
This.
Mhm.
Okay.
We're gonna let that start frying up. We'll start hearing it sizzle here in a minute.
Look at her. She's got 3 pots going at one time.
So as you can tell, they're starting to thicken.
Yes.
Take the whisk,
Okay.
and I want you to just kind of do that, and you can feel the graininess.
Oh yeah,
of
it's
the
getting
grit, where-
thicker.
yes, but you can that graininess that's gonna go away
Oh.
once they start cooking more.
Do I ever need to go to the bottom?
Yeah, yes, I was just wanting you to feel that
Oh.
texture difference.
Okay.
So we're at 12:26. As you see, we still have 3 minutes. Time goes slow whenever you're waiting for something to get done. As you can see, the sausage is starting to cook. And you can just, I'll trade you. And you just
Okay.
take this spoon and just kind of stir around the bowl of sausage. This is something if
I can
you
do it.
have friends over, if you're gonna have a dinner, it's very easy to make. It's easy to make ahead of time.
Right.
And people think that you've slaved all day in the kitchen.
Well,
And
you kind of
really-
have been. How long do you think this takes? I mean,
Well, if you have your prepping and everything done,
yeah, because you prepped all this before we got
Yes,
here, so you were
yes.
great.
you're talking about start to finish about an hour and a half.
Okay, that's doable. That's doable on a busy mom's schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. And see how your sausage is getting crispy?
Yes.
That's what you want. You want
Okay.
it to have this
I'm
crispy
flipping them.
texture.
Should I be flipping them?
Yes, yes. Turn it down just a little bit. That looks so good.
Yeah, look at that. You know, all of our coworkers are going to be so jealous.
They should be.
Now, Brandi, is this something that you guys have on the menu quite
Yes.
frequently?
We, when we first opened, we did it a couple times as one of our weekly specials, and everyone was just like, "You have to put this on the menu. You have to put it on the menu." So
Did you revise the menu to
I
put it
did.
on there?
At the 6-month point, I had said I would make some changes, take some stuff off, and add things if need be. And those were one of the things that we added. Here's your grits. You have about 30 seconds to go, but they're done. I can tell by the texture. So now I would like you stir them,
Okay.
and you can tell the difference in the texture. See how thick they've got?
Oh, yeah, it's much more challenging to
Yes.
stir now.
So now is when the goodness comes into play.
The bacon coming in, I can tell.
I measured out here, we have about a cup of bacon.
Okay.
You can fry bacon up and crumble it, or you can use bacon that comes in a bag.
Okay.
It works just the same.
So no difference. So
there
don't
is your
feel like
bacon.
just because you're cheating, getting the pre-cooked bacon already,
Right.
it's still okay.
Here's a good
Oh,
cupful of
cheesy
cheese.
goodness.
And
Cheesy goodness.
That's something else. If you want them super cheesy, add 2 cups of cheese, but you know, 1 is plenty. It's all about what you want to do. Could have done a queso cheese. We could have added jalapenos. We could have done sausage. You can do so many variations with grits.
So now we're basically waiting for the cheese to melt.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you just give that one good stir all the way around, we'll let that sit.
Okay. Did we turn it off already?
It is off.
Okay. All right. Are we good?
Yes, we are good. Okay. And it's also okay to use this same whisk.
Okay. Yeah. Because they're
in the
going
sauce.
together, right?
Yes. It's not going to hurt.
Now, typically, I don't do that at home. I feel like I have to keep them all separate.
Yes.
But it is important to know that, you know, if you are doing meat that's uncooked, you want to keep that separate. You
Correct.
don't want to be using that
Right,
in your other 2 bowls.
Yeah, like chicken.
Yes.
Yeah. You want to make sure that you
You don't want to
keep all
salmonella
that
everyone.
separate. Correct.
And it is really important we wash our hands. We're using gloves.
Yes.
Hepatitis A is prominent right now
Yes,
in a lot of
yes.
places all over Kentucky. So we want to be safe You want to be safe, and be safe at home too. It's important.
So we're going to add now our shrimp. Like I said, I've already peeled, deveined, taken the tails off, and marinated the shrimp in our house-made Cajun sauce. Shrimp cooks really fast. It's important not to overcook shrimp. It gets rubbery or mushy.
Okay.
And
Texture's important with shrimp.
texture's very important. So we'll cook it for about a minute and a half on each side. You know shrimp is done when it turns white.
Okay. Now, how do you come up with some of these and additional, like you gave us all different types of ways to cook this dish, adding jalapenos and different things. You just try it, you say, let's just try this and see if our customers like it.
We try it.
And you get feedback.
We play around in the kitchen, but also it's going out to eat. We like going to local places, places in other cities that are locally owned.
Right.
Because they have such variations of different kind of products.
So if you come into Vintage 18, you really like something, give them feedback, let them know, because you might get it on the menu more often. But if something's not on the menu all the time, you guys do have weekly specials you guys offer, so that's nice. Check on Facebook.
Yes, we run specials every week, Tuesday through Saturday. There's about 8 items that you'll be offered that week, and then they don't come back for a month or 2.
As long as that beer cheese burger is on the menu all the time, we're good. But now I do like the chicken and dumplings. You got to keep those on there more often.
First Tuesday of every month.
Yes.
Okay, so this here takes a few minutes. We're gonna allow it to continue to boil. The shrimp has about another minute on it.
So like you said, when it turns white, it's ready.
Yes. And you can also feel it, and you can tell. It's almost done. Okay, so I went ahead earlier and prepped a batch of grits. And a batch of the Creole sauce.
Right off the stove.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, and behind you, you have everything that needs to go in this sauce. So you're gonna add this. This is our homemade Cajun seasoning. It's quite a bit, but it's a Cajun little spicy sauce, so it takes
the whole thing.
Yes, hot pepper flakes are in there.
Oh, so it's got 2 types of pepper flakes in there.
Well, you have the hot pepper flakes that we put in at the beginning, and then this here is your Cajun seasoning, and it has different kinds of peppers in it as well.
Next.
Okay. Next, you're going to add both containers of Parmesan cheese.
Oh,
our shrimp is done.
Loving me some. I can eat Parmesan cheese just right out of this refrigerator. Love it.
The secret whenever you cook any time with Parmesan cheese in a sauce, you want to make sure you continually to stir it. Even though it's grated and it feels like when you're sitting here stirring, it feels like a liquid. As soon as you stop, it all settles to the bottom, sticks to your pan, and becomes a big clump.
So, good tip.
Yeah.
Continually stir
your
Parmesan cheese. Is that for most cheeses?
It really just depends on the type of cheese. But Parmesan, it will glop completely on your whisk or just be laying in the bottom if you don't. Okay. So it's pretty good to go. So this here is a roux, and all it is flour and water. You can use cornstarch and water. It's typically, I do like a cup of flour to a cup of water, 2 cups of flour to 2 cups of water. We're just gonna mix it up.
Now, if somebody wants this actual recipe, can we put it on your Facebook page or put it on our Wbontv Facebook page so that everybody can
cut the
get
recipe in half.
For like a family of 4.
And that would feed probably a family of 6.
Oh, 6, even better.
Okay.
So let's say 4. That way you get seconds.
Yes, you have leftovers for the next day.
Even better.
So pour just a little bit of the roux in at a time. And this, a roux is a thickener. You can add some more.
Okay. I feel like such a good helper right now.
You are. You're doing a great job. Do you want a job?
I may need one. Help pay for all the Christmas presents.
Okay. So So we're gonna let this cook down for a little bit.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
it'll-
full.
Yes, and it'll thicken up. And if you're not making a mess in the kitchen, you're not cooking.
That is true. I make a big mess.
Yeah. Okay, so this is
And then we
how-
argue over who's gonna
Clean it?
which daughter's gonna clean it up.
The rule in my house, if I cook, they clean.
Yeah, I like that rule. So
I wanted
Austin
to
and
show-
I,
so
our
here-
videographer, we'll clean for you today.
Okay. So here are the grits that we cooked, and you can see.
Oh, they look delicious.
And then here are the grits that
like
we
grits.
cooked earlier, and you can see they're thicker. The
Yes.
longer they sit, the
Thicker they get.
Thicker they get.
Do they do that in your thighs as well?
They do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
they're not low fat.
But it's delicious in the meantime.
Yes. So you
Okay.
take your grits and you put in here, and then we're going to take our shrimp.
Oh, it looks so pretty already.
Our sausage. Sausage looks dark, but you want that crispiness on it. You hold this,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go grab another spoon.
Do you ever spill anything?
Spill?
Like, you know, on the floor? Like you've
Absolutely.
got the meal ready and boom, there it goes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It happens.
You just have to start over.
Just a little parsley to make it pretty, and then there you have shrimp and grits.
It's delicious looking.
So here is a spoon.
Can I use my gloves and still eat?
You can.
I'm starting with the grits. Mmm!
What do you think?
It's delicious.
Yum?
Fantastic. I'm going to show you a great picture of this. I wish you could smell it. It's been so much fun. Thank you for having us in your kitchen, and make sure that you come to Vintage 18 and ask for some shrimp and grits. Now, it's on the menu every day.
On the menu every day.
Easy enough. So come on in, Vintage 18. They're open. Tell us your days and hours.
Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday we open at 4 and close at 9. Fridays and Saturdays we open at 3 and we close at 9:30.
All right, and you can even have a private party, reunion, business meeting, anything you want to here. So just
We
give
do
them a
private
call.
luncheons as well.
Perfect. So come on in, Vintage 18, anytime.